Live. Welcome to the Vortex Energy Podcast. We are live with Grandmother Sue, Sue, and Blon, and we're here today to ask what it is that you guys would like to hear us talk about even more. So why don't we start off with a bit about what happened with the last equinox energies? I know a lot of people have really had some major shifts happen. What do you want to share with our listeners a little bit about what happened over the last few months, culminating in the past weekend,
Well,
2 weekends ago?
yeah, we've come through the major planetary transits quite well. All the things that have been giving us a lot of grief over the last few months are basically resolved. Pluto and Saturn are still there, but maybe not Saturn, the other one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's some that are still a bit retrograde, so not completely relaxing yet. But the equinox signalled the end of the worst part, and if you did what you needed to do through that big session of retrograde planets and eclipses and everything else we had, then you would have come out ready to go into the new timeline. And that's exactly what I believe happened at the equinox. We went into a new timeline. And for those that have reached the level of frequency that it required to take that shift, then they moved through very nicely, which happened when we had our big weekend at the vortex here. The new energies came in, we downloaded them through us, and we all had a fabulous time. And I believe we went into the next timeline, which really doesn't mean a great deal at this stage, other than you'll start to notice your thinking's a little bit different and your frequency's a lot higher, so you'll be more sensitive.
Hey, Peter, we've got Peter Bell joining us. Hi, Peter. So, list any questions you have for us. So, if you could elaborate a little bit more on how you define the timeline, because I have not heard it defined that way previously.
Well, I believe timeline is just another word for a higher frequency or a different frequency than the one we're currently used to. And like we're all here, but we're all at different levels. We all have different levels of intelligence or understanding or awareness. We're all different, in other words, and most of us have a common timeline. But there's a few seekers that have been diligently doing the cleansing and clearing of themselves, their physical bodies, their mental bodies, their emotional bodies, and their spiritual bodies. And they are able to, because of that, are able to reach a higher frequency or a different timeline. It means we are, for some of us, we're functioning on two different levels at the one time. So we're becoming a multifaceted being, just as everybody has predicted for the last 20 years. We can actually see it happening now.
Yeah, and I think part of that transition is that most people don't realize it's any different. It's already happened, and their awareness is already more aware, but not remembering just how little we were aware just moments ago. That...
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a smooth transition that we don't really even notice it, but the big thing you will look for, or if you want to know the difference and see if you have gone to a different timeline, is that you don't think anywhere near as much. You actually listen more and you're just aware. You have more awareness and you're actually using your awareness rather than trying to think. And if you're thinking, or if you're listening and using your awareness, your brain is in a stationary mode. It's not thinking, it's not active, it becomes passive. Which means we're actually living in the now, just like everybody predicted. And that's the exciting part. You can see all these predictions for the ascension process that we've been reading for 20 years. They're actually now coming to fruition. And it's very, very exciting, because the rest of it is even more exciting when we get there.
Yeah. So what do you think comes next?
I think because we have gone into a new timeline, then we're not restricted by the old one. And so whatever we decide to do isn't going to be met by brick walls or restrictions, or instead of thinking, well, what if it doesn't succeed? We'll think, wow, that can work.
Yeah.
And so we're removing our own limitations by doing that. So, we're thinking in a far more positive manner, which is because we're in a higher frequency.
Yeah.
It doesn't support the negative.
Cool.
So anything can happen, to answer your question. Whatever you want, you've got to be careful what you ask for now, because it could very well happen very rapidly.
Yeah. Excellent. So what are some of the things that people can do, some basic steps people can do now to help assimilate their energies for these changes that have happened? Sorry, I got probably my earplug here, my earphone.
The best thing you can do is just spend quiet time and enjoy being out in nature, and that the peacefulness will actually bring you inside a lot more and make you a bit more aware. You'll see more birds, you'll hear more little animals, and you just generally become more and more aware, but you have to be in a quiet state to actually notice it. So the more time you can spend on your own in nature, the more rapidly you're going to come forwards.
Fantastic. All right, I think that was it for today. Anything else you'd like to add for our audience?
No, keep on keeping on and keep in touch. It's if you would like to talk to any of us, either of us, just please let us know. We can certainly do many things now with Barbara's IT expertise. We now have a direct line to the rest of you, so please join in and ask anything you like, or if you would like us to talk about anything in particular, or you would like us to find somebody who can talk about something in particular, then please let us know.
Great. All right, so it's been live at the Vortex, and we'll hope to talk to you all soon. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.